Hello everyone, Silver Contrail here, and I'm out adventuring and doing a little exploration, or just finishing up some exploration anyways, and figured now would be as good a time as any to get started on another episode. It's been a while, a very long while, I know, I count down the days. I, keep very good track. Ooh, must be something below me. It's been a while. Not much to say about that. It's just been extremely difficult to get some recording done. There's a mine shaft down there. See it through the lava glitch. It's pretty cool. I'm coming down here looking for some hives and some combs. The combs don't go in the thing, do they? Oh well. My scoop's about to get destroyed here. Oh, that's just a snow top. Oh wait. There it is. That makes more sense. I've been doing some bee stuff, so we're getting closer there. And I know I've been talking about that in the last couple of episodes, which the last one I uploaded was like a week or two ago. I'm not sure. Things that have been going on with me, I've been working tirelessly on college, and I had my birthday last week. So I can now legally drink. Hooray, I don't plan on doing that, but hey, there we go. And I'm out here exploring a mountain biome, which is pretty fun. But we'll go ahead and head back. I think my scoop's broke, so there's no reason for me to be out here anymore. And our home is in sight. So I'm still playing Feed the Beast, and I haven't really played a whole lot of regular Minecraft lately. So Adventure Time Craft has been not really doing anything. And a big reason for that is just as I've said time and time again, I'm really tired of vanilla Minecraft. Having played it for about 3 years at this point, it's not holding my interest very well anymore, unfortunately. So as far as that goes, I'm probably not going to be doing much of that until 1.7. We'll see what happens then. There's the new biomes and stuff that are pretty cool. In the meantime, I've been having a lot of fun playing on this, even if it's only in version 1.5.2 or 0.3. I'm not sure which. And it's pretty fun. So let's talk about some changes I made. I fixed the farm over here. This is my main source of energy. Of course, we get the harvester, which is chopping down all of these trees. And then sending that down here, and it's going through all these processes to power itself, and then it's going into the item test rack. Now initially, I told the item test rack to send everything it got up in here in my main power area. I no longer am sending it up here. I mean, it does. Eventually, the saplings need to go in the bioreactor so that I can get my power, so I can power things. But I'm mostly sending all of my supplies and such over here, and it's taking a while to load the level. It's all getting sent down in our data center, which is in here, and it's going into this guy, this item tester rack. This is the main input. I want to check on this 4K storage. So I upgraded my system. I've got 2 4K storages in here. So again, they hold the 64 different types of items, but they hold 4,000 bytes of items, which I don't think equals exactly an item. I'm not sure exactly how that works. And otherwise, I just made made the silicon plates. My inventory is kind of full, so we gotta offload some things. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. And what else has changed? I kind of rearranged some things over here. This is automated now. I've got an induction furnace that I haven't started using yet. I should set it up soon, eventually. We'll set that up eventually. Let that charge. This guy is making some ME, or not called ME, they're just called singularities. Singularity is, I believe, important. Singularity. We use this with some ME stuff. and the ME condenser is how you make them. Pretty sure you use it with something. I was told I needed those, so I was like, okay, I need to make them. The only way to make them is to put a storage cluster in this ME condenser, and then send it a 250,000 items, roughly, and then it will make one singularity. As you can imagine, that's quite a bit of items. I fed it 12,000 already, but I need a lot more. I'm sending it all of the dirt, and I know I'm sending it the dirt. I'm not sure what else I'm sending it. Dirt and gravel. What am I sending? Oh, look in here. Netherrack and charcoal. I'm not getting any extra netherrack, so that's not relevant. But I am sending it my charcoal that I get from my system. Again, everything that I get from that system is coming over here and getting processed. Saplings are staying for now, and then there's the oak wood. Although I could... Do I have an export bus, actually? I could make one, but I'll probably set that up later. What I would do is I'd have this guy send all my saplings in my system over to my bioreactor, but I have to be careful so I don't overload it. I'm not sure how it will accept it. Of course, we get more electrum, copper, and tin, which is good because I've been making bronze lately. Gearing up for bees. And this is all sort of forestry stuff if you're unfamiliar, but I've been trying to get to this for a while now. I've got a bunch of different types of bees, and we'll be moving on to making some machines for those, hopefully a little bit this episode. But first, we need to sort out some issues we have with our power supply. I kind of want to go off the grid with this stuff, or I need some supplemental power, basically. The issue is that these guys take a lot of power. The industrial electrolyzer, the industrial blast furnace, the industrial grinder, along with everything else. They take a lot of power. They want lots and lots and lots of power. To give them that power, I'm going to need something. I'm going to need something. And I could make more of those bioreactors, or what I could try is going solar, which I kind of wanted to experiment with a little bit anyways. So what do I mean by that? One of the ways to generate EU in this game is to use solar panels. If we look up solar, we can see all the different types of solar that's in here. Some of this is for Steve's cart, so that's relevant to us. Some of it's armor, and what are these? Oh, these must not be implemented yet. Okay, whatever. And the base one is a solar panel, which we can make using some sort of machine block and a solar panel, which is just a machine we use, or a part we use in an assembling machine. The solar panel takes silicon plates, which we just got, I believe. Silicon plates you get from silicon cells, and then you pass them through the blast furnace, which I just did earlier, so I made sure to have them. And then we can go ahead and make a solar... Do we want to do this? Yeah, let's go ahead and do this. I want to make a solar panel. Oh, it takes a pane. And then we can go ahead and make it. Carbon plate, and then these two, and we get our solar panels. We grab that. Next, we're going to need the block of some sort, iron machine hull. Why don't you show me the recipe for that? Whatever. I can just make a machine block. As long as I've got iron plates. I don't know if I do. Machine block. There we go. Okay, and we're going to go over here in the assembling machine, grab these guys out temporarily, put these guys in, and we may have to wait a while for this. Oh, it's 80 seconds. Okay, that's not too bad. And we're going to get out a regular solar panel. So the base level solar panel outputs energy at a rate of 1 EU per tick. So a tick is 1/20th of a second, so it outputs 20 EU in a second. That's not a lot. 1 EU per tick is a really low level of energy. It basically pays for itself within the first, like, 160 seconds of it being active. It pays for the assembling machine cost to produce it. But it's slow. It's abysmally slow. We're never going to be able to run anything off of this. In order to use those just to run one industrial grinder, we would need 128 of them, because this takes 128 EU per tick, and the solar panel gives us 1 EU per tick, so it's nowhere near the amount that we need. The upgraded version of the solar panel is the advanced solar panel. Now, if you're playing with GregTech in Unhinged, you may have a more difficult recipe to make this, and includes a scenarium part instead of an advanced machine block. The reason that mine looks different is because there's a config file setting that you can change to make an easier recipe, and I've turned that on. I've turned it on mostly because I feel... Do I not have a... Mostly because I feel that... Interesting, they're not showing up. I think there's a glitch in my machine. Oh, maybe not. I feel that the recipe for them that's in there right now is too difficult. In order to make an advanced machine or advanced solar panel, you would need to have a mass fabricator. By the time you have that ready and going, you're already in such a late game stage that a solar panel isn't going to do anything for you. What I do is I'm cutting out the scenarium part, and that allows you to use this early game as sort of an early to mid game alternative as a means of generating power. 8 EU per tick, which is what the advanced solar panel puts out, is still not a whole lot. It's not game breaking, so I don't think that changing the recipe is a bad thing. So here we go, we got our solar panel. If we put this out in the sunlight, it'll start generating 1 EU per tick, but again, it's not really that worthwhile, so we're not going to bother with just planting it down as it is. Instead, we're going to get a blank pattern, and we are going to tell this thing how to make a solar advanced solar panel, assuming I have the stuff for it on me, which I hope I do. I don't think I do. Why don't I have that stuff? Oh, it's because it's right here. Okay. We're going to go here, here, and you. 1, 2, 3. This guy. And we need an advanced machine block, which we need some more iron for, because unfortunately I already used up all my iron plates. So we gotta go craft some more real quick. This won't take too long. I'll come back in a bit. Okay, we should be able to craft advanced solar panels now if we have the materials that are in the recipe. So we'll go ahead and tell it to craft one. And oh, it says it does not have advanced alloys. Alright, so okay, we don't have advanced alloys. Advanced alloys are a little bit tricky to make. There's a lot of recipes for them. What you do is you compress a mixed metal ingot. In order to make one of those, you have 21 different ways, and they each give you varying amounts of the ingots. So what I want is to see if I have some copper, and I do, and see if I've got some tin, and I do, and see if I've got some Invar, and I do. Pretty sure that's all I need. So we'll go... The recipe that I've been using for this has been one that provides me with 2, and I believe it's this one. It requires brass, which we make using copper and zinc. That's what I need. I don't need the tin. I need zinc actually. And then I need the copper as well. Don't know if I have any actual dust. It doesn't look like I do. So I'm going to pulverize some of these, and I'm going to temporarily set this off. I've got it set right now to export these dusts directly into my furnace so they get smelted. I'm just going to tell it not to do that so I can get some copper dust out of this, because that's what we need to make the brass. And then we put the brass back in here. Brass is gives you more ingots per crafting method than bronze. Bronze takes 3 copper and 1 tin, but you only get 1. Brass takes 3 copper and 1 zinc, and you get 4. So I prefer to use the other stuff so I can save on materials. Everything got eaten up already. Brass. So we get the brass, and then it's just... Oh, what am I doing? We need to plate bend a bunch of stuff. That's not my plate bending machine. That's my plate bending machine. We need to plate bend you and whatever our other piece of this recipe is. Bronze, brass, and tin. I really want to use aluminum, but I don't have access to it yet. So we'll grab the tin out of here, which is pretty much all we need is 2. Gotta love that lava centrifuge. That thing is just amazing. So we can create some mixed metal ingots like this. We don't really need that many right now. We do need that. And then you stick them in the compressor and it compresses it. Eventually I'd like to automate all of that. It's really handy to have access to your mixed metal ingots and your advanced alloys whenever, but it's a recipe that takes a lot of moving around, and you have to do a lot to get that to work. So sometimes I want to make, on an old server we used to make a bunch of these, and we just would make them in we'd make like 20 stacks of them in bulk because we needed that many, and we had that many resources to do it. There was at one point we had like well over like 40,000 copper at some point just lying around doing nothing, because we had made like 100 of these centrifuges, these industrial centrifuges, and we just hooked them all up and let them go. It was hilarious. Alright, here we go. Alright, we should be able to stick these in here, and it should give us our advanced solar panel. So the advanced solar panel outputs at 8 U per tick. That is low voltage. So we can hook this guy up, and he'll just power, whatever he needs to power. What I'd like to do is have a bunch of these. Now, in order to power these guys, we're still going to have to use quite a bit of them, because, these things take 128 U per tick. You can see that it's complaining. So, again, the max energy here is 128. It requires... Most machines don't require a constant flow of that power. Like, they'll run on 1 EU per tick if that's all you give them. They'll just take a lot longer. Certain machines, especially GregTech machines, require a constant amount. Otherwise, they'll complain like it's doing here, insufficient energy line. It won't do anything, no matter how much I'm sending to it. Now, obviously, right now I'm not sending anything to it. You can see right here, the cables aren't connected. But assuming they were, if I wasn't sending in enough power at the rate that it wants, it just wouldn't work at all. And so the key here is going to be powering it with the amount of power that it actually wants. So we do some simple calculations here. Pull out my handy dandy calculator, and we see that 128 divided by 8 is equal to 16. So to power just one of these guys with an advanced solar panel array, we would need 16. That's actually quite a bit. If you think about that, this is 8 EU per tick. This guy over here, he's getting lava from the nether. He's outputting 20 EU per tick. There's an upgraded version that doesn't take a whole lot more to make, and that one outputs 24 EU per tick. And he'll take 1 bucket of lava and turn it into 20,000 EU. To put that in perspective, so we're gonna do a little bit more math here. Okay, so we've got 20,000 EU at 20 EU per tick. So 20,000 divided by 20 is a number. It's 1,000. So basically, if we talk about just like geothermal generators and how much they're outputting out, you have, what is it? It's 1,000 ticks that it's going to run for, or roughly 50 seconds of power. It'll output 20 EU per tick for 50 seconds. The amount that an advanced solar panel outputs in that same time period is going to be equal to the 80 EU per tick at 20 times 50 is 8,000. So this guy's going to put out 8,000 in the same time period that this is going to put out 20,000. So that's something to think about. And this is an inefficient version as well. If you've got any sort of setup with just geothermal generators, you can upgrade that to thermal generators, which output at 24,000, or 24 EU per tick, and you can make them again pretty easily. They just take the 5 Invar, another piece of reinforced glass, and you take your geothermal generator that you already have, you slap 2 electronic circuits on it, and you're good to go. So for that reason, I think that solar panels are underpowered in this game until you get a little bit harder, a little bit further. Solar panel. The hybrid solar panel outputs 64 EU per tick during the day, which is quite a bit actually. 64 EU per tick, is nothing to really scoff at. And on top of that, it outputs 8, so the same amount as an advanced solar panel during the night. Obviously, the other 2 solar panels don't output anything in the night. This one outputs 8, so it gives you something during the night. It's not really anything useful. This guy requires iridium plates, which we cannot make now with our current setup. Iridium plates require these kind of janky iridium. Actually, I don't know how they're making these. Where are they getting the iridium ingots from? There's an iridium gear. Didn't even know that. I don't even... Oh, are they getting it from the nuggets? Oh, okay. I was trying to figure it out, and then, yeah. Oh, okay. I think I see what they're doing here. Yeah, iridium is way beyond my capacity to make at the moment, and I don't really feel like even attempting to make one of those is just not worth it in the end. But if you go one step further to the ultimate hybrid solar panel, this guy outputs 64 at night, which is the same amount this guy outputs during the day. And during the day, it outputs 512 EU per tick. That's quite a bit. If you start stacking these guys together in an array, you're going to be outputting a ton of power. And it adds up real quick. But these guys, everything in here is easy, except for these 2 rich Cenarium alloys. And these really aren't actually too difficult if you've got the stuff to make it. I just don't. The rich Cenarium takes 6 UU matter. Again, you're going to need a matter fab for that. And about 6 million, or no. You're gonna need a lot of EU just to make these guys with the matter fab and the irradiant. The iridium's not hard to make. And then finally get this Iridium alloy, which takes all these iridium plates. And again, I mean, these are all taking diamonds. And then industrial TNT and an implosion compressor, and you got to use EU for that. And you got to have all the iridium ingots to make the iridium plates. And yeah, it's not fun. It's really not fun. It's a lot hard. It's a lot harder to make than it looks at first glance, especially. Then it does take more UU matter there. You got to make another one. But once you have that, you have a monster that outputs 512 EU per tick. It is crazy. All right, I've rambled on long enough. I'm gonna throw this somewhere. I don't know. Let's put this. Have any copper cable? I'm gonna run out of storage space, so I got to make another one of those 4K storages. Let's put you. I'll just put it over here. And this guy's got a little user interface. It should be outputting into this. Oh, it's storing. It's got a little storage. It'll store 32,000 EU. But you can see that it's it generates during the day the 8 EU per tick. It can output 32 EU per tick if it's got the storage already in it, but again, it's actually generating that. So if you're using the energy, it's only going to give you the 8 EU per tick if it doesn't have a buffer already built up, which most of the time, it's probably not going to have that. And I think that's about all I need to do for this. So we talked about solar. Kind of skip over it. Everything's pretty much set up otherwise. I think I'm ready to go to bees now. I guess the couple of little maintenance things we need to do is continuously expand this because I'm running out of storage space again. I need to defragment all these 1Ks. They're really bad shape. And probably expand this because I'm already running out of room with all of these different recipes that I have in here, and there's quite a few of them. Could make some more biofuel generators if I really wanted the energy, which I guess I kind of do. I'm going to sleep for the night. We're going to look at something else, I think, and then who knows. Alright, to wrap things up, I just want to show off what I'm doing with my quarry, which is where I'm getting most of my materials now, and I'm probably going to expand to 2 quarries once I get things sorted out at the base, get my energy situation completely figured out, and then everything should be automated. It should be up and ready to process all of my ores and all that stuff. This is what I have so far. Oh, it's done. Oh, I didn't realize it was done. I'll have to set up it. I'll have to set it up somewhere else. Oh, cool. There's a hive. Curious hive. I don't know what's in it. We can drop down. Hopefully not die. Skeleton spawner. Go back up. Need some torches. Now I'm on an apple. Okay. No. Silly skeleton. Go away. Nobody likes you. Okay, I think it's lit up pretty well. This gives me an excellent opportunity to explore. Yeah, so this is a large hollow hill, and I have simply, yeah, I've quarried it out. It's pretty nice. There's a lot of ores in here. You can see just more and more ores on the ceiling. And, yeah. This is really handy if you want to just get like a lot of materials really quick. Yeah? Get on my level, Skelly. There we go. Arr. I don't really want any of that. It's kind of a bust. Yeah, there's so much gold in here. I love it. Usually a lot of diamonds too. You can see diamonds all along the walls. And there's all this water in here that I need to deal with. I don't know how. A lot of cleanup to do here. But this is probably my project. Ooh, there's a rocky hive. And as we look for more bees, next episode we should be fully into bee territory. I'm going to make some machines. And we'll talk about how to do the breeding and all that stuff. I've been watching Generic Bees videos. If you want to have a head start or want to tell me how to do things, because I'm still a noob, leave a comment. Check out his videos. Do all that fun stuff. Nothing cool in here either. That makes me sad. Gives me quite a sad. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully I will be back soon. Hopefully. Until next time then.